Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Today I wanted to chat to you guys about all the regrets I have with my two Hermes Special Order bags. I do have my first ever special order bag from my local boutique here in Sydney, my Kelly 25 in the ever so beautiful grey colour Epsom leather with permabras hardware. I had this since 2021, and then my new relatively new Birkin 25 in the gold Togo leather with the gold tonal stitching, gold hardware that I was so lucky enough to score in Paris on our honeymoon in 2022. I thought special order season is just here. I think it's March and September. I think that's still correct if they haven't changed the schedule of special order seasons. If any of you guys are in that position to do a special order, or if it is something that you're interested to do sometime in the future, I thought this video might be helpful or give you something to think about. Or if you just generally like to hear about what people regret about their decisions, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now with special order, I think there is always going to be that what if and what if, because there are just so many options to choose from. I mean, you can't choose anything. They do give you the available colors and leathers for that season and the available bag styles that you can choose from, but your options are still pretty decent. So especially if you're just put on the spot, it is often really kind of stressful. Yes, I understand first world problems to design your dream bag because you just don't know if you're gonna get the chance to do it again. So you just want to get it right because this may be our one chance to design that perfect bag that we would just love for years and years and years to come. But I do have to preface this video by saying I still love both of my special order bags. I love the fact that I do have a Kelly and a Birkin in the size that I love the most. I wouldn't trade them for anything, and I've made my best decisions for that time. So I don't mean that I regret these bags at all. It's just that I wonder what if I've done this instead. So this video is just, I guess, for entertainment purposes only. I don't think that seriously about these bags. They are just bags, and they are beautiful bags that I enjoy. They are so special to me, so of course I wouldn't trade them for anything. I love them to bits, but just for a bit of fun, these are sometimes what I think about. Ooh, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. If I get a chance to do a special order all over again, what would I do? So that's all this video is about. As you can see, both my special order bags look pretty average. I didn't do anything crazy. I made them pretty classic and I guess a little boring for some people's standards. So let's discuss this Kelly first. Like I said, this was my very first special order from the Sydney store, which is my local store. This offer was given to me back in September 2020 and it was completed rather quickly, so I picked it up in February the following year. So it only took 5 months for it to arrive. The story with this one really briefly was that I've always told my SA that I would love a Birkin or Kelly in the cream color in a size 25. I am very grateful for my SA. He always tries to fulfill my wish. When my SA tried to secure me a bag in the grey color, he just couldn't. There was just not many grey bags coming in store. So when it became special order season, he was just so kind enough to ask the store manager, this client of mine really wants a grey bag, but there's not many coming. And then apparently the store manager told my SA, well, why don't you offer her a special order slot because it is the season? So it completely took me by surprise that my SA actually offered me a special order. I honestly at the time thought that I would never personally get the opportunity to do. So this special order opportunity came at a very early point in my Hermes journey. I don't like the phrase, but you guys know what I mean. It happened at a very early point in my Hermes shopping days. This was the second offer from my Sydney boutique. The first offer was my Magnolia Kelly 25, which wasn't quite what I had on my wish list, but when I saw the color, I fell in love with it, and it is to this day one of my most worn colorful bags in my collection. So I am so glad I took that. But at that point, I still had an itch for a neutral colored bag in a size that I really wanted. So when this opportunity came, I thought this may be my only other Hermes bag. So I better make it really classic and just design the bag that I would imagine getting as a store offer. So I didn't even think too hard about it. I thought, yep, Kelly 25 because that is the size I want. It's got the shoulder strap, so it'll be more practical than a Birkin. Cellier seems to be popular, so let me just go for Cellier. I like that you don't have to worry about loss of structure. Well, permabras hardware, let me go for that because it is the halfway between silver and gold. It is Hermes's version of light gold hardware. So this decision wasn't too difficult. I was never a fan of the two-tone thing, so I thought I'll just go all grey, uber classic, and I'll just do something a little fun on the interior, and I went for the John Amber yellow interior. So if you just have a look at the bag, from the outside it looks like an average store offer bag, but when you open it, I will know how special this bag is. And obviously it does have the horseshoe stamp at the Hermes logo there. So that was the story for this bag. Now it all sounds like it makes sense, my collection. I've made the right decision and everything, so what do I regret about this particular bag? Again, I'm using the word regret loosely. What I've realized is a Kelly Sellier style is not really the most practical for my lifestyle. I would have either enjoyed using a retourne style or actually a Birkin bag a lot more than this Sellier style. I just feel that it looks a little too formal. I think it looks really beautiful and elegant, but it is just a style that looks a little too prim and proper for my liking. When I get a little older, maybe I will appreciate the clean lines and this design in general, but I've realized after owning a few more Birkins and Kellys since this bag that my preference is really for the retourne style Kelly or the Birkin. I just love the casual, more youthful vibes that those styles give off. So the Sellier is not really my favorite. That is something that I didn't know at the time that I placed this order, because I thought Sellier is always popular, let's go for Sellier, oh it looks pretty. So that's one thing that I just went for what was popular, but with the knowledge that I have today, I probably would have gone for a more relaxed style. The other thing that I often think about with this bag is maybe I should have done a slightly more sort of rare or special color or even leather. I just went for a really classic Epsom Cray, but Epsom Cray you do still come by in the store as normal store offers. So I sometimes wonder, should I have gone for a more special leather like Chef? It's just a little less frequently seen as normal store offers, and you do see them a lot more on special orders. Now the reason I didn't go for Chef at the time is because I was so fixated on this Cray color, and Cray only came in Togo or Epsom for that season or in general. So I didn't even consider Chef, but now that I've been shopping at Hermes for a few more years, I kind of now feel that something like the Chef leather would have been a little more special. I believe Chef comes in similar sort of off-whitish greyish colors. I believe you can get the gris pearl in the Chef leather. So yeah, that is another little, I guess, regret. If I went back, that would be something that I would consider. But I guess on color itself, Cray is my favorite out of all the off-white colors that we see from Hermes. Like there's Baton, but it is a little more on the cooler side. There's Nata, but it's a little more on the warm side. Gris Pearl is another sort of lighter whitish color, but that one's more obviously on gray. So out of all the whitish neutrals, Cray is still my favorite color because I feel like it is that perfect in between the warm and the cool tones. It can really work with cooler or warmer tones. It is right in the middle. So who knows, if I went back and had to choose a bag again, maybe I will still go for the Cray. And with Cray, it only comes in the Togo Epsom leathers, which are more common. But yeah, they're the couple of things that I wonder if I would have done differently. Now, let's discuss my other special order. This beautiful Birkin gold, size 25 with gold hardware that came all the way from Paris. Those of you who know the story know that we dramatically got an appointment on our last day in Paris on our honeymoon back in 2022, September. It was the last appointment of the day, so the lovely sales associate told us she has no smaller Birkins or Kellys left in stock, but she can offer us a special order, which just came out of the blue. We did not expect it. We nearly fell off our chair when she said special order. We're like, what? So I didn't believe it until the bag arrived. Anyway, it meant that we had to place the order and then fly back to Paris when they contact us saying that the bag is ready. And then the whole saga started. We found out that I was pregnant like 2 months after we came back from Paris, so I couldn't travel to Paris because when this bag was ready, I was heavily pregnant due in like 3 weeks, so I couldn't fly. So hubby made the decision. He went and picked up the bag for me. So this bag has so many special sentimental value to it. One, we got the opportunity to do the special order on our honeymoon. Two, it came just before our baby was born and hubby took the trip to pick up the bag. I know it sounds really crazy, but to be really honest with you, we had some frequent flyer points and it fell on a long weekend and hubby was like, yep, I'm just gonna go pick it up. And a gold Birkin 25 has been on my wish list forever, but our local store here in Sydney, apparently gold Birkin is one of the most competitive colors. A lot of people are waiting for it. Again, a lot of people that spent a lot of money at Hermes are waiting for it. I'm just an average person who just buys a few things that I like, but I am by no means a high spender at Hermes, so my SA just couldn't get me a gold Birkin. So when we got the opportunity to do the SO, we literally had all of 10 minutes to decide because the store was closing, and I had no idea that this opportunity will present itself to us in that appointment. So I've just had to design this bag really quickly. Okay, I like Togo gold. Yeah, gold hardware works well. Let's do Verso interior. So I went for the apricot interior. I'm not a fan of the bicolor on the outside, and I was thinking I want this bag to have the longevity. I want it to be easy to match and all the rest of it. So I made this decision really quickly, but you guys know that a few months later, my SA at our local Sydney store ended up offering us the Barania Birkin 25, which looks really similar to this. Even though we knew the two bags were really similar, I had to take it because by that point I already knew that I was pregnant, so I wasn't sure whether I'll be able to pick up this bag. So I picked that bag up, and now I have two very similar bags. So that's my story with this one in a nutshell. But now that I've had both Birkins for a few months, I can really see that the Barania is a completely different tone of color. It's just got a really different vibe to it. It's that sort of done but undone, really relaxed, grungy look. And I know over the years it'll patina and look a lot more different, and my SA told me it'll become more chocolatey brown, and that one has a white contrast stitching, whereas this one I went for the tonal stitching, meaning that the stitching is done in the same gold color. Usually with gold colored bags, the stock standard bags come with the contrast stitching in the white, but I just wanted this bag to be a little bit different to your normal average gold Birkins. So I do like how neat this looks, and in the summer months the Barania looks a little too heavy, so I do tend to use this gold one a lot more. So I am still kind of glad that I do have both of them, but obviously I didn't need two bags really similar. So my first regret is that I wish I knew the Barania was coming because I love Barania. Then I would have done something really different when I got the opportunity in Paris, but nobody had a crystal ball. So I guess it's not fair to put that on myself back at that point in time. I think I would have still gone for a Birkin, because if I'm ever gonna have only two opportunities to do a special order bag from Hermes, I wanted one of each, one Kelly, one Birkin. So I know I would have gone for the Birkin anyway, but I would have considered a different color. I still don't know what color I would have gone for, but like I said, even with the Cray Kelly, out of all the options that I had in terms of colors and leathers, I would have gone for something a little more unique, maybe even box leather. Maybe I could have even done chef in a color that is not as common. I wouldn't have gone for a classic color like this. So that is the first regret, which is hard to call it a regret because I had no idea that the Barania was coming. The other possible thought that I have with this is about the tonal stitching. I like that the tonal stitching makes this bag look a little different, but after owning the Barania Birkin, I kind of do really like the contrast stitching. So sometimes I wonder, should I have just stuck with the white contrast stitching? I feel like the white contrast stitching gives it a more casual vibe to the bag. So that is something that I sometimes think about. But then I had this thought, sometime down the track, if it is something that I definitely know that I'm gonna prefer, does any of you know whether we can send our bags to Hermes Spa for them to redo the stitching? Can they change the color? I feel like it'll be a task that will be pretty easy for Hermes artisans to do at the spa, but I'm not sure if that's a service they would provide. And also, if they redo the whole stitching, is that going to compromise the leather by taking out all the stitching and redoing the stitching? I'm just really not sure, but it's just an option that I'd like to know about. Nevertheless, like I've said, I absolutely love both of my special orders, but these are just some of the thoughts that I have sometimes. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have done special orders, do you have similar thoughts as me sometimes? I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys!